Dear friends, colleagues, artists, I'm Jan. I'm the president of the European Festival Association. As we are so many, I presume that some of you even don't know the European Festival Association. It was founded in '52 by the Ukrainian conductor Igor Markievich and Denis Rougemont, a Swiss European federalist and philosopher. Both wanted to bring Europe's festivals that at that time emerged one by one after the Second World War to move closer together and bring artists to as many festivals as possible across the borders, even through the Iron Curtain, giving artists a platform that is also today for us very important. It is even in the DNA of the European Festival Association. And we are so happy today with the support of the European Commission. Thank you for being with us, Silvana Verdiani, our EU project manager. We can today announce the first call of EFFEA, the European Festivals Fund for Emerging Artists. Together with 13 platform members and even more partners across Europe, we hope to offer you in the next 3 years an important platform for collaboration. Not only within EFFEA, but we hope to see you as much as possible also in our conferences. For example, we have next April, Catherine will maybe tell us more about that, our festival summit, International Festival Summit in Spain. And Spain, of course. Why shouldn't we go to Spain? I give now the word to Catherine Deventer. She is our general manager. Catherine.
Thank you very much, Jan. Hello, everyone. It's really a great pleasure to see you all, artists, but probably mainly the festivals community, festival makers. It is indeed, Jan, from the 23rd to the 26th of April that we are going to be in Girona, Peralada in Spain. So you are, with this meeting, all invited to come to our meeting. But today we are inviting you for an info session on EFFEA, the European Festivals Fund for Emerging Artists. And as you said, Jan, it is the launch of a 3-year project under the Creative Europe Platforms trend that will every year launch a call to festivals to support, in a partnership with 3 colleague festivals, emerging artists. The 2022 call to festivals is the first one and will be opening tomorrow by, I hope, lunchtime. In this process, we will all have to learn together how to make this call and the work it offers to festivals sustainable and meaningful. Today, we will have now 1 hour together to introduce EFFEA to you. We have many participants, as you know, so I suggest that we keep ourselves muted for the time being and that we use, as we already started to do so, the chat on the right side of our little pictures for communications and also for your questions you may have. We will then try to respond to all these questions in the chat and take some of them up if we need to explain or discuss more of them with the microphones. But maybe first have a look at the info, listen to what we are going to share with you, take your notes before you throw all the questions already as of now to us. So the purpose is indeed now to provide you with a lot of information. And all those questions that might not be replied immediately in the chat, because there might be a lot of them, we will not oversee them, but we will reply to them after this meeting in what we call frequently asked questions. Okay, let's go. It was back in the summertime when we actually conceptualized the needs and the whys of this project. It was the deadline of the call. And at that time, I was in touch with Haris Pasovic, and we both agreed that there is a role for festivals to support emerging artists. And we agreed that it was a project that really could create an added value for the festivals community to play a role and to take responsibility for the development of the arts. And EFA is very glad and privileged that you, Haris, you have accepted to be the chair of the first EFFEA jury that will select the projects. Because you are an artist, Haris, as well as a festival programmer, you are a curator. And I know that you are very, very experienced with the work on a European scale with emerging artists. So I give you the floor for a couple of minutes to share your idea and why you accepted to be the chair of this first EFFEA jury.
Good morning. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's great to see that there is a great interest for this initiative, for this program, which I really appreciate. And I'm so thankful to EFA and Catherine and who designed this program for something that is so necessary at this time, I guess. As we know, we don't live in the best of times, and especially it's difficult for the artists, and especially it's difficult for the emerging artists. And the festivals are major media now in Europe for sure, but I think in the world as well. Festivals were accepted by the audiences as a medium for as a platform for communication or creativity, new ideas, whether we are talking about something very funny, something serious, whether we are talking about classical art or modern art or some other crossover arts. Festivals are very popular in Europe, and in that sense, I think I was also director of the festival several times in Bosnia, in former Yugoslavia, in Italy, and now I'm a director of a small festival in Sarajevo as well, and am an artist. So I think I know both sides and can report from both sides that something like this is very important. As the artist, and especially as a young artist, if I put myself in the shoes of young artists today, I cannot imagine a better situation than that I have a possibility to have a residence in one festival, to develop a project, to make the contacts, and to make myself recognizable for a large number of the festivals. As a festival programmer, as a director, I cannot imagine better situation, because I have always did it within, and I'm sure that all of you have always did it within your budgets, but it's always somehow difficult to find the space, although we all need we all understand the need for this, and this program provides specific grant to develop collaboration with emerging artists on two levels. I'm very, very happy when we made a kind of inquiry among some of the festival directors whether they would join, the platform to be the judges or to take in any form or to take a part in any form in this initiative, and many of them responded enthusiastically. So I'm very hopeful for this festival, for this initiative. I am sure that it will show to be of the greatest value and to promote 50 emerging artists per year in the next 3 years, so altogether 150, and to promote 3 times more festivals in this respect. I think it's really impressive, and I invite you to read carefully this and to find yourself in this call, and I'm sure that all of you will find yourself in this call, and all of you have access to the artists, the emerging artists in your environments. Thank you very much for this. I must apologize. I will not be able to stay until the end of your session, but you are in a great hands of Catherine and Jan and Audrey and the whole team from EFA, and I'm sure that they will be able to answer all your questions. And thank you very much for the for this this morning. And yeah, I cannot wait to start receiving all the applications and to read about these wonderful new artists and festivals.
Thank you, Haris, very much. And I hope that you will not be overwhelmed as a jury and colleagues of the jury with all the applications that you will receive. But of course, with this meeting and with our process now of opening the call, we encourage festivals, as many as possible, to use this call and to apply for the call and take young artists under their wings and together, in a way, in a humble way, to create an added value for the artistic development and for the community. Thank you very much.
We don't mind to be overwhelmed. Just
fantastic. Be prepared.
Go ahead.
Great. Now let's go into the core of the matter. I am happy to hand over this microphone, this Zoom microphone, to Donika Rudi Bereshia, sorry. Always. Donika, she is the EFFEA coordinator, and she's going to present in detail the EFFEA call that we are launching tomorrow. Donika.
Thank you, Katrin. Thank you, Haris and Jan. Thank you, all of you, for your presence. It's a great pleasure to present EFFEA project today with you. So, European Festivals Fund for Emerging Artists, EFFEA, is a system built for festivals to support and offer emerging artists a platform to develop their careers on a European level, and also an invitation for cooperation and networking between the festivals. The fund includes 50 residencies for emerging artists at 50 festivals per year. The first call will be launched tomorrow, and it will address to the needs of the festival at different levels, such as research, capacity building, network, presentations platform. Of course, the details we'll see together afterward. The needs of the festival, capacity building, networking, collaboration, and for audiences, access to diverse artists and artworks. Let's have a look now at the objectives. The aim is to bring festivals together to support artists in a partnership of a minimum of 3 programmers, leading festivals and 2 partner festivals, to establish a co-programming platform between festivals across Europe, to foster and enable the European visibility of emerging artists, to offer audiences new and surprising encounters with the arts. Of course, the main objective of the call is to support emerging artists in their international careers. Let's go deeper and understand who are emerging artists. So, emerging is not defined in terms of age. They can be of any age and nationality. It is defined in terms of novelty for programmers and festivals audiences, artists' potential to impact the artistic field in their disciplines, a chance these artists did not have before. Festivals and their partners apply in a partnership and propose the artists that they will host within a period of 11 months. There are 2 types of residencies. EFFEA Discovery, as you can see, is an early career artist with exceptional talent and ready to break through internationally. The leading festivals, together with 2 partner festivals, will form a partnership with the purpose of creating bridges for the artists to develop. This will go through, includes a residency, coaching at the leading festival to develop an artistic idea, including eventual facilities for rehearsals. Meeting with at least 3 programmers, the leading festival, and a minimum of 2 partner festivals during the residency. There are 40 grants. 40 grants of 8,000 euros will be attributed to this category, so the Discovery category. In the second category, EFFEA Springboard Artist in Residence is a mid-career artist who will develop their career internationally. EFFEA Springboard will have access to present their work at 3 festivals in Europe, the leading festival and 2 partners, with the purpose of building their career internationally. 10 grants of 50,000 euros will be attributed to this category. Both types of residencies are partnership between the leading festival and at least 2 other festivals. each from a different eligible country. We encourage to collaborate with more than 2 partner festivals. It's an added value. Let's go deeper and let's go in details and see what is included in these artistic residencies. For EFFEA Discovery, includes a residency hosted by the leading festival to develop an artistic idea for presentation, a work in progress presented at the leading festival, a workshop hosted by the leading festival with the participation of minimum of two partner festivals, live or online, support for reaching out to local artists and artistic communities, participation in the EFFEA intake and outtake seminar with the artists and festival programmers. The details will come, but for your information, these are 2 days of online seminars with all selected artists and festivals programmers involved in EFFEA project. For EFFEA Springboard Residency, it included a residency hosted by the leading festival to develop an artistic idea for presentation, a production result presentation at the leading festival and 2 other partners festivals, a masterclass by the artists about the creation, production between the artists and local artists in the leading festival and in each partner festivals. And of course, same as for the first category, EFFEA intake and outtake seminar with the artists and festivals programmers. Let's continue with the next slide. What are the eligible costs? The grant should be used to cover the costs related to the residency of the artist, such as travel, accommodation, fees, production costs, and so on. A full list of eligible costs will be uploaded, and you will be able to download it in the EFFEA platform tomorrow. The principle of the grant is to support in the first place the artist directly. Let's go to the conditions. I see we are already there. Conditions and criteria for eligibility. The artist can be individual artists, a collective of artists, an artist company, an artist ensemble. So it's not about having or proposing only one individual artist. They can be companies and groups. All involved individuals can be of any age or gender. The artist should have nationality or a residence address in one of the eligible countries. We will see afterwards who are the eligible countries. The leading festivals applies with at least 2 partner festivals, and with the artists they would like to take under the wings EFFEA Discovery or EFFEA Springboard. The leading festival, the artists, and the partner festivals must have their official address in eligible country, and they must be in 3 different countries. The selected partnership involved festivals and artists will agree a partnership contract between each other. The start and the date of the residency must fall within the grant period. This means that the start of the residence must be on February 23 and at the earliest, and the date of the residence must be no later than 31 December 23. The leading festival, this is important when you start your application soon. The leading festival and the partner festivals have to be registered on Festival Finder. We'll put the link and you will be able to register. It's very easy. The leading festival as well as the partner festivals must have existed for at least 1 edition. The leading festival will sign the letter of intent with 2 other partners. The letter of intent must be part of the application. Same goes for the next letter of intent that it will be asked for. It's a letter of intent with the artist, collective, of group. These templates we'll put them online on EFFEA Platform, so you will be able to download them. An artist can be supported by a maximum of 1 EFFEA grant. A festival can apply for 1 project as a leading partner and apply for multiple grants as a partner festival. 2 partner festivals must be residents of other countries than the leading festivals. Festivals are free to choose the artist art discipline from architecture, circus, dance, design, music, applied arts, street arts, theater, visual arts, folklore, folk art, spoken word, photography, opera, and so on. You will have all these details, of course, in written, so we don't forget anything. Eligible countries, can we see, please, eligible countries? We have them here. Okay, selection criteria. An eligibility check, of course, will be made by EFFEA coordination team. All eligible proposals will proceed to the evaluation by the EFFEA jury. Selection criteria include the description of the planned activities, the relevance of for the artist, the festival objectives of the project, the quality of the partnership, the role of the partners. Having more partners can be, of course, an additional asset, but it's not mandatory. Potential of the artist to work internationally, impact and sustainability, expected results and view beyond the residency time, budget, if the budget is balanced, and the how to apply. We can go to the section how to apply. Just to give a short information, festivals can apply online via the EFFEA platform. We'll have all the written text and documents, application form, which our colleague Gert will explain it to you later in details, the whole process in details. And of course, if you have any questions, we can reply and discuss together. If your proposal is selected, what's next? Between 15 November 22 and January 23, the jury will select 50 partnerships, being 40 grants of 8,000 euros for EFFEA Discovery and 10 grants of 15 euro for EFFEA Springboard. The leading festival of the selected partnership will sign a contract with EFA. All selected residency will be announced on the different digital platforms related to EFFEA, and a detailed description of each residency project will be published on the digital EFFEA platform. Once selected, artists benefit from a highly personalized support context offered by the festival, embedded in a European platform, and training environment offered in the EFFEA intake and outtake seminars with EFFEA mentors in collaboration with the Festival Academy. EFFEA intake and outtake, we already said, is a seminar of 2 days online or live with the artists and festivals programmers. Throughout the year, EFFEA fellows and festivals are presented presented at the Arts Festival Summit, organized by EFA. The next edition of the summit, Catherine already mentioned the dates, but we'll have time to discuss them later. The timeline. Publication of EFFEA call, it will happen tomorrow, 14 October 22. Start online application is tomorrow, 14 October 22. Application deadline is 15 November 22. Results announcement January 23. Also the publication of the 50 selected emerging artists and festivals EFFEA projects on January 23. Implementation period is from February to December 23. So this is about the EFFEA project, EFFEA. If you have any questions, please write them on the chat and we will respond to them. We'll reply and discuss if we have some time. Catherine, I don't know if you are here.
I'm here.
Okay, good. I thought I lost you.
No, you don't get rid of me. Thank you very much, Donika. What a quick run through so much information, of course, that we are looking at. And we have, of course, some time now questions are getting into the chat, so our team is or started to reply to these questions, and we take them one by one. Bear with us. We are now opening a little round of exchanges with our partners, which are, as our president Jan Briers mentioned in his introduction, 40 national festivals associations and the EFFEA hubs, our hubs or antennas, we call them sometimes, that work across Europe's regions with festivals. And these partners, they help us, of course, to spread the word on EFFEA, but also to share information and make it, we hope at least, accessible to as many festivals as possible across Europe. These hubs are official partners and help us to shape the call, help us to work on the relevance of this project. And I'm very happy, Davinia, to give you first the floor. Davinia Galea is our hub in Malta, and I think you have a whole meeting there behind you to put a couple of attention points and questions to us.
Can you see me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi, we're in a room of about 30 people. So hello from Malta, from Valletta. I feel
Fantastic.
like I'm talking on the Eurovision Song Contest. Okay, so I've prepared 2 questions for you. So you introduced the 2 categories of artists that festivals can support. Can you once again explain the difference of the 2 categories, please? And is in the artist and the support from the EFFEA project. And I have another question, a technical question again, to repeat what you said about the eligible costs and perhaps co-funding of that, how it will work. Thank you.
Okay, cool. That's a question we will take up. Brunella, I wanted to give you the floor over in Italy. I think you are in the south in Napoli, representing Italia Festival, one of our hubs.
Thank you, Catherine. Fast that the line are sharp. Already in 1 month time, the first call closes. It is difficult to find new partners, but did you make sure that the application form and documents are easy to fill in? How much time will that take? And if the festival are selected, does the artist have to go to all 3 partners, or the partnership can be in other ways? What is the added value, the partner festival?
Thanks a lot. These are now, I think, all in all 5 questions already. Donika, you want to start to reply to them, while at the same time Audrey, Gerd, Anna are running behind the questions in the chat. Don't worry, they are not getting lost. Anything that is not replied to right now will be replied to. Latest tomorrow in our frequently asked questions. They will all be added to this document, but we keep on responding to your questions. Donika.
Yeah. So it's true, the timing is really short, but we make sure because we are at the end of preparations for tomorrow. Everything is prepared. The application form is really very easy to fill. Gert, I'm sure Gert will make a presentation in details of the application form. We'll see all together. And the other questions, it was about the difference about the 2 categories of residencies. So the main focus on EFFEA discovery is based on workshops, collaborations, network research, meeting with other presenters, with 2 other partner festivals, while for EFFEA Springboard is the presentation, is the production results of the artists, which will be presented in different countries, which means in 2 other partner festivals, including, of course, and also the meeting and master classes. But the presentation itself is very important for the second category. Did I forget something? There was another question, which
I think there was one other question related to the details of the budget. What can be included in the residency?
Yeah, so All right, but I can explain. The budget will be for the first grant is 8,000 euros, and it can be in the application form will be a possibility to choose and let's say to spend it for fees, especially for the artistic, for the artist, fee for artists, accommodation, production cost, and so on. Mostly for the artists, mainly for the artists.
Okay, I will take some questions from the chat because there are so many. I will just take a couple of them quickly. Katarina Fengelatus, greetings to Athens. What are the criteria of eligibility for a festival interested to support an artist as a leading festival? These are the conditions, the long 2 slides that Donika went through. First of all, you have to be part of an eligible country, then you have to register the festival online, you have to exist at least for 1 year, and so forth. We will share this PowerPoint presentation after as well. Alta, you are asking, how can a festival announce, show themselves for collaboration candidate to the hosting project makers? Of course, first of all, there is Festival Finder, which is a database. This Festival Finder database can be our, let's say, if not the natural network that you have for the first call, because there is only 4 weeks to apply. So I can imagine in particular for the first year that a lot of projects will emerge from partnerships that already exist in one or another way. But we, of course, would love to encourage festivals that have not worked together before to collaborate with others. And for this channel, for now, we are using the Festival Finder platform. And you are going, or you will find, or you can find more information there. But we will think about your suggestion to create maybe a space in which presenters, festivals can meet each other in the framework of developing a project together in another way than just a database available on Festival Finder. And then there is another question, and then I stop and give the floor further on to Sweden, to Erik. Are there more countries that can be part of this who are not part of the EU but are in the European region, apart from the list shown on the slide? No, for this year, for the first call, we have the limitation actually to take Creative Europe countries, which are those countries that signed the agreement, plus those countries in which EFA, such as Turkey, for example, has had, or Switzerland or the UK, has had a hub, what we call a hub, which is a contact point, a national contact point that is our coordination partner in these countries. And in relation to countries, I saw another question, Jürgen, I think you put into the chat. Let me try to find it or find you in the chat. It was a little bit more up, but I think we had to elaborate a little bit more about the address, the residency address or the nationality, let's say, of the artists that should be elected. I give you an example. If an Iranian artist is resident in Berlin, he is eligible. If an Iranian artist is resident in Iran, he's not eligible. Either it's the nationality that is eligible, or it is the residence place of the artist that is eligible. I hope this is clear. We collect more questions. Yes.
Yeah, I will just respond. I see some questions which I find interesting. May the collaboration be between different types of festivals? Yes, the answer is yes. And also in application form, when we see it with Gert later on, we'll have the possibility to choose 5, I think maximum 5 disciplines, and that would be interesting to have diverse and connection networking with different festivals. Yeah.
Yes, Donika, feel free to take questions here as well.
Indeed, there are so many, so
there is many. You read further. I give the floor to 2 more questions from our hubs, and then we take these questions, plus you look at the questions in the chat, and we take up some more from the chat as well. Erik, over to Sweden, Sweden festivals.
Hello there, and thank you, Catherine and Donika and the team. And how nice it is to see so many participants. Well, the first question we almost got an answer to just now. It was about to elaborate on which countries that are eligible. But we also have a question about these 3 partners. Do they need to be mandatory from different countries?
Thanks a lot. We take up this question. And there is another question in the chat, Donika, going into the same direction. What is the role of the supporting festivals? Huh? So we have the leading festival, and then you have the supporting festival. What is the role of the supporting festivals in relation to the lead festival? Donika, maybe we take immediately this comment on the roles of different festivals and their eligibility in the compulsory of being in different countries.
Yeah, so yeah, it is very important to have, it is important to have 3 countries included in that way. So we have the diversity and the networking in a larger scale. So yes, you cannot apply with 3 festivals from the same country. So we need 3 countries. This is the first. And then eligible countries, we can take a look, maybe someone can help us also with the slide, just to show a bit the countries. I can mention them if you want.
There we are.
Okay. So eligible countries are Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia. The slide is there, right? Do I need to read?
No, I think we can just look at the countries once again. And I think it's an invitation to all those countries that are in negotiation with the European Commission to sign a Creative Europe agreement, that we are there to support any of these political moves as well that would allow these countries to participate automatically in EFFEA as well. I will give Mirna, you the floor now to have another question, and then we go back to the chat questions. Mirna God from Croatia.
Unmute. Here we go.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inviting us all here, and it's great to see everyone in such large numbers. As I understood, the artists who are to be suggested for these projects from the main festivals applying for the grants can be from any art, so composers or dance troupes or whichever art form. But how is then the jury going to decide on which projects are, because these are not very comparable things. It's difficult to compare them. So are they going to look at the diversity, or is it going to be quality mainly, or how is this going to be affecting the process for the judges?
Yeah, clear question. Also, I think there were some questions indeed on the chat as well. How is the selection process organized? So we can reply maybe to these questions on the chat automatically, Donika, when you reply to Mirna's question.
Yeah, I will just take a short time, quickly. The jury will evaluate the projects based on relevance of the proposed project, objectives of the project, the quality of the partnership, the role of the partners, and the legacy of the residency, and of course diversity of disciplines, regions, and so on. So, yeah.
I think it's important for the application process to look at the selection criteria that the jury is applying when looking at the different projects. Jurian, for instance, is putting it also in relation to the selection criteria and the decisions. Is it positive to have, for instance, 5 festivals and not just 3? For us, it is very important that all kinds of festivals and all kinds of consortia can be part and should be equally, let's say, eligible and evaluated. So if there is a partnership of 3, this is what is compulsory, 3 festivals working together. If the project can show more relevance by including 2 or 3 more colleague festivals, making it 5, This per se doesn't make the project better, or the jury will not favor this project per se, but if it shows that the sustainability, the relevance, the added value by having more stops for the artist created really is a relevance, increasing the relevance and the quality of the project itself, then of course it is an asset to have more presenting opportunities for the same partner that a festival collective, a consortium, a partnership has put together. So it is in that sense not per se positive to be 10 partnering festivals, but if the relevance of the project for the artist is therewith increased, it is of course a positive evaluation criteria for the jury. Another question on the jury I see here, and I cannot follow all the things. The jury is going to be announced within the next, let's say, 10 days. With regard to the jury, of course, it was important to have a jury that is diverse enough, as you can see in the artistic disciplines that are eligible under this call, that the jury is diverse enough to be able to evaluate the different kinds of applications that are coming in. Because as Mirna, as you said, the comparability between a project maybe focusing on architecture versus a project that is focusing on dance is two different kinds of things. So we tried with the jury to be diverse enough to be able to evaluate the different projects. But there is more information coming out about the jury and the process in the next, let's say, 10 days. I see in the meantime that there is more information being shared by Audrey and by everyone in the chat. Monica, do you pick up any other question?
I was wondering if Gert, I think, is ready with the application form and
perfect.
So maybe we can go through it, and maybe we have questions also on that, how to apply.
Yeah, perfect.
Agree, and if Gert agrees.
Gert is prepared, indeed, our colleague, to take over and guide us through the registration process that we are inviting you to embark upon when applying for EFFEA. Gert.
I always agree, of course. I will share my screen for a presentation. So this was the slide that Donika was showing in her presentation. I will quickly go over it and then show some details on the process. So first point there is that the application can only happen online. It's not possible to print or whatever and then send it in to us. It can only happen through the platform online. What is the information that we will ask for? It's general information about your festival, the contact persons of your festival, information about the artist, information about your partner festivals, and of course, all information related to the residency. That is the motivation, why, and so on. Some questions and some templates document that need to be filled in and uploaded. I will go in detail on that later. So I hope my slides move. Yes. So the first step is to make sure that you and your partner festivals are registered on festivalfinder.eu. That's the first step. The picture you see is the homepage of the Festival Finder, and you see here on top on the right there is Register Festival. There you can register your festival, or you can, if you are already registered, you can click for the login button and log in to your account and create make sure that your next edition is created or created. So that are the three possibilities. So you register your festival, and automatically you also will have to register your the next edition of your festival. Or you log in if you have already an account on Festival Finder and are already registered, and you make sure that you have already your next edition registered, and if not, you can do it here. So that's for Festival Finder. Tomorrow when we launch, you will find on Festival Finder on the homepage. Unfortunately, I don't have the picture yet because it's not ready. It cannot be online yet, so that was a bit difficult to have the picture ready. But there will be on the homepage different links to the application of EFFEA. So the entry point is on Festival Finder. So step 3 is once you start your application, you will have to fill in a high number of fields. It's called the application form. And the first list of, it's divided into blocks. The first block of this application form is your account on the EFFEA website. Unfortunately, it's not linked to the Festival Finder account at this moment. We hope to do that for the next edition, but it was not possible in a short time to realize that technically. So you have to create again an account on here. Fortunately, it happens all in one form. So it's just that you understand that your account on EFFEA is another account, which is based on your name, your email or an email address, and a password. It's not the contact person of the application. It's just the account. The email address is used as an account to register and to apply on the EFFEA platform. It's not the contact person where we send information to later on. I come to that later. So the second block in this application form is about the residency. When you see the red star at the left of the title of each block of each field, it means it's a mandatory field. So most fields are mandatory. Some are not, then there is no star, red star. So first, I will quickly go over the fields. Residency title. It's mandatory to give a title to your residency. You have to select, of course, for which category that you apply, for the discovery or the springboard category. You have to indicate a start and an end date of the residency. And then there are 4 questions. I will not go into detail about relevance, the activities that you plan to do, the quality, and so on, in this part of the application form. You also see that there is a limitation on the characters in those fields, because if not, it's impossible to compare all the applications. At the end of this block about the residency in the application form, you will have to upload the 3 documents that we request for. And the first one is a letter of intent that you have with your artist. The second one is a letter of intent with the partner festivals. And the third one is a budget form. Immediately under here in the application form, you see that you can download a template for it. It will also be available on other locations on the platform to download it. The next block is about your festival, the leading festival. It's the leading festival that is applying, not the partner festivals. Only the leading festival is applying. I saw a question in the chat also about who is responsible. So yes, the leading festival is responsible. EFA will make a contract, EFFEA will make a contract with the leading festival, and only with the leading festival, not with the partner festivals. So the leading festival is responsible. We see here first, there is again a check if you're registered on Festival Finder. If not, you can still do it here. We ask for organization name, address, especially the country. Country is important because we need the 3 partner festivals need to be in 3 different countries. Email address, website, and here are the art disciplines where Donika was talking about. You can select 5 maximum. And then there is a mandatory short description of your festival. 1,500 characters. I think it's maximum half a page, something like that. The next block in the application form is about the artist. First, the name of the artist, of course, also address and country, and an email address and a website. I see that the website is not on mandatory. It should be mandatory still to adapt. You can put here some, also for the festivals, you can put social media links, maximum 3 links. You can choose which social media you put there. You indicate the art disciplines that your festival is active in. That can be, oh, sorry, we are now talking about the artist. Most probably it will be 1 or 2 disciplines here, I suppose. And then there is a field, also half a page, for the biography of the artist, where you also can indicate if there is already some international experience, or if there is some already international experience. Yeah, sorry. After the block of the artist, there is the block of the partner festivals. The first partner festival is mandatory. It's exactly the same as the leading festival, the fields that are in here. Again, name of the organization, address, country, email address, website, possibility for social media, not mandatory, the art disciplines, and a short description. And then there is the second one, also mandatory, and the same information requested. And then there are, under this block, in this block, there are 3 extra possibilities. You can add a 3rd, a 4th, or a 5th festival. I saw this was also a question in the chat. You can go to as many partners as you wish. Unfortunately, the form can only take 5 partners, but if you have more than 5, you can put that in a Word document, for example, or PDF, and upload the document here under extra partners. Then there is the button. It's important that that you first check everything on your form before you push the button, because the button is without any confirmation. It is just submitted. It's the final submission. And once you did that, and that's a very important step, it's step 8, is a confirmation of your application. It's mainly a confirmation of your email address that is correct, working. If not, the application cannot be correctly stored or linked to somebody. So it's very important that this is confirmed. And normally, this mail lands up in your inbox, your normal inbox of the email address that you used to create your account. The email address that you put in the first block of the application form. If it's not there, please have a look at your spam folder. But until now, with all the tests we did, we didn't have this problem. So normally it will land up in your inbox. If you don't receive it immediately after your that you are pushing the submit button, you have to contact us. It means something is wrong. Hopefully this is not happening. So once you confirm, you enter into the system again, and you will be asked here to manage the contact persons. This is quite an important step because these are the contacts that we will keep informed on everything what is happening with the applications during the rest of the period. So it's a very important step which is done after the verification of your email address. I just added here 2 examples, and on the next step you can see when you add one, this is what you see. This is also, you are logged in now, and from the moment you confirmed your email address and you come back on the platform, you are logged into the system, and you can see also what you submitted. You can see what you submitted as an application. You see here on the left side, there is a kind of sub-menu, and you can see there your profile, that's the account with the email address in the first block of the application to the account which is able to adapt and change things to work on the online platform. There is the contacts, that's then the contact persons, which are informed on everything that we are doing. There is the different blocks that I went over. So my residency, my leading festival, my emerging artists, and my partner festivals. And there is, of course, the possibility to log out of the system. I think we are almost at the end. I just have 2 remarks here. So the one I already said, the application is submitted by the leading festival. The second is that, unfortunately, the application form has no save draft function. So what we will do, we will provide you, you will be able to download on the application form. On top, there will be extra information and so on. And you will be able to download the whole form as a Word document, which you can use to prepare everything. You can prepare all the fields in there. And once you are ready with everything and everything is final, then you do the application online. So that's, you cannot send us the Word documents, but you use it to prepare it. I think I came to the end of my presentation. Yes.
Great. So this presentation of how to apply took 8 minutes. I think it seemed a lot, but the idea really is that this information that Gerd went through in detail is an information except a couple of motivation blocks that you have to write, which are known and which are to be collected, but not a long procedure to work on. So the idea really is to have a very accessible application form. We provide you with a letter of intent for the artists and for the partnership festivals to join the partnership, which is merely a matter then of signing them. You do not have to formulate them or write anything else. And we really hope that it should, of course, the preparation will take time to divide the budget, to look into the budget, and of course, first of all, to speak to the artist and to get a good role division between the presenters, the different festivals working together. But once the core of the project is defined between the leading festival, the partner festivals, and the artist, the filling in of the application form itself should not take too much of your time. At least we hope that. Anna, I wanted to give you the floor very, very briefly, because we have now collected so many questions here in the chat, right? What do we do with them?
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, everyone. And I just want to very quickly let you know that throughout the whole project, we will collect frequently asked questions. And because EFFEA is in its first edition, so we will learn a lot in this first round in order to improve for future editions. And for this reason, we already started to put a list of questions that will be reflected on a page specifically created for that in the EFFEA platform. And it includes questions such as, what does the concept of emerging artists mean? Or do the artists need to register on Festival Finder? When will the grant be paid? All these questions will be answered, and also all the questions that you have put in the chat and we have not been able to answer now will also be reflected there by tomorrow, hopefully. So yes, we would like to ask you that before calling us or reaching out to us, maybe you can take a look to this list of questions. But of course, we are here, the whole EFFEA team is here to answer to your questions if you need to call or write an email.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Anna. Donika, I'm also reading more and more questions here on the chat, and I would be inclined just to take a couple of them before we conclude, because it's now 1 minute past 1. We have exactly managed in a way to go at least through the agenda that we wanted to give to you, but we are aware that you have not received all the replies. So 2 choices. We go on for another 10 minutes and go into some of the questions. I think, Donika, you can pick some of them still. And if you bear with us, we share another 10 minutes together. And for the rest, we are going to put those questions and the replies into the chat. For instance, this question of Mirna about the role of the partner festivals, if they are not receiving the artist under the discovery artist category, for me is interesting, of course, to look at. And we thought about that, but many others as well. So another 10 minutes, Colm gives his approval. That means we go on for 10 minutes.
Okay, I see some questions. For example, one of the questions was, if an artist is based in Germany, can we have a German festival as a non-lead partner? Another question, can 3 festivals be from the same country, or it is a must to connect festivals from different countries? So yes, it is important to have 3 countries, as we said. But the artist, I see that there is a confusion a bit about the artist. The artist can be of any nationality, but the artist should be a resident or have an official address in one of the eligible countries. It doesn't matter from which country and nationality it is. So this is clear. About the period of 11 months, is it so the artists have to be presented in the program all the time, or is it okay to give them 2 months at a festival in Finland, 1 in Sweden, and 1 in Austria during that period? I think it's fine. I think it's okay. It doesn't need to be to have presentations all the time. I mean, you decide. It's an open, free decision. Also in relation with the partner festivals, but also with the artists. It's important to have the result and process. This is important, but then how you will manage the time, it depends from your decision with the partner festivals. Yeah, what else?
I have another here. For the Springboard program, are artists that have presented internationally still be considered? Yes. How do you define it? It's not a limitation that an artist already has worked internationally, of course not. But when we look at the CV of the artist and the biography, again, the relevance of this fund to the artist in his or her career, as well as the relevance for this specific discipline in the arts of that artist and the work that the festivals are doing with the artist, will be evaluated by the jury.
Also, I see questions about how can we connect to other festivals. And just to mention this, we already talked about and discussed about it, but the link Festival Finder, it should serve you as a tool. You have the festivals from all around. It's good to have a look and just search for them. Maybe it's you don't have so much time. I know it's a bit limited, but let's see and let's open to all festivals all around.
And there is a very nice suggestion, as always, from Colm in the chat. Can we not use the Festival Finder Facebook close group?
Oh, yes.
As a meetup zone for people looking for partners. Colm, this is something we will immediately look into, and this is very feasible to set up. So this, I think, replies also on the point of looking into bigger festivals have an advantage of maybe having a bigger network. I think this is a great idea. Then there was another question. How can an individual artist apply? An individual artist cannot apply to this grant. That's a very simple reply, probably. Then there is the question, but Audrey, you replied already to it, and I want just to extend 1 more sentences about it. What is the added value of the partner festivals under the discovery category if the artist is not presented in the partner festivals? First of all, it's not excluded that the artist in residency under the discovery category should also not travel to the festivals. But the whole idea that we had with EFFEA was that that there is often a misbalance in power relations between the artist and the presenters and the festival. Often the artists make the efforts to knock on the doors of festivals and look for a platform to be presented. In this case, we wanted to shape a program in which the festival presenters, the programmers, come to the artist and take care of the artist and offer the artist a platform to be presented. So in category 1, the programmers are traveling to the artist and form a workshop, or traveling digitally or live, form a kind of collective around the artist and make sure that the opportunities these 3 festivals together offer are an added value for this emerging artist.
Also, Catherine, and all, I see questions also from the artists themselves. It's good to keep in mind that the call will be open tomorrow for the festivals. So if the artists are interested, it would be good to have the contact the festivals and see the ways of the application, because it's festival who will apply. It's not the artist directly.
Yeah, we have not managed to go through all this, but with Audrey and Katharine, Gerd, Anna, and everyone, Anne here in the office in EFA, and Donika and myself on the hot seat here, together with our hubs that already shared a lot of their contacts also into the chat. Thanks a lot for that, to be our not helping hands is the wrong word, but to be the EFFEA Malta, EFFEA Italy, EFFEA Ireland, and so forth, contact points to which you can refer to as well, and maybe even in the first place, with a lot of knowledge, because this can also increase really the knowledge that we are collecting about EFFEA and the next years in which we try to develop this project together. We will collect this knowledge, and a lot of local, in that sense, questions and information will help us to shape it even better for the next call coming out. Voila, I would suggest we slowly take out the Zoom, this highlight on Donika and myself. We go back into the overall room and we see each other all together. I don't know if this is possible. Maybe it's just me who sees herself pinpointed in the highlight. And Donika, I would like to thank all of you for having taken the time to be with us in this info session. I would like to thank you for being open to these kind of proposals, even though 8,000 euro and 15,000 euro for cross-country collaboration is not a lot of money. Sometimes this amount of money really can make the difference at least, or give the incentive to decide, yes, if I have this incentive, I can invest into this emerging artist, and I can take the time to build a team of programmers around this emerging artist. So we really heartfully hope that even though with humble means, this invitation can make a sense to you and can create an added value for your daily work, which of course is difficult at these times still of Corona, at times of crisis. And I would love to give, as I said in the chat, Alexandre, if you are still with us, I would love to give you the floor for the final words, because we have, of course, a very specific situation in Ukraine to host artists in Ukraine and to be as flexible with arrangements as we are in other countries. And Alexandre, maybe you can reiterate your invitation to mind the offers and the invitations that you already expressed in the chat with us. Are you still with us? I don't think. Alexandre, do you hear me? Are you still with us? It's now not for the time, it seems, and he mentioned already before that there is quite a lot of tension at the moment in Kiev, and for him it's not easy to join these meetings at these moments. But let me maybe express the two proposals in particular once again that he put also into the chat. Alexandre mentioned that for him it is very important that Ukrainian artists could be taken up in the proposals of European festivals, and we have to keep in mind in those choices that it would be mainly female artists and not the male artists that would be able to to be mobile at this time. And secondly, that the residencies of partner festivals from Ukraine would, even though if the festival is eager to collaborate, would not happen in this state of time in Ukraine, but the residency would need to happen in the countries that are partnering up with festivals from Ukraine. So a leading role has to be taken up from another festival than the Ukraine festival, even though the Ukraine festival might take the initiative. If we can all take this up in our considerations, I think there is a great added value for that. Thank you all. I hope we can reply sufficiently until tomorrow when we open the call to all your open questions. And we wish you good luck. Find an emerging artist, approach 2 festivals, exchange on the project, draft the budget, prepare the letters, and apply before 15 November. That's the roadmap. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.